Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dan Riley. I'm the founder and CEO of Spearhead Interactive Limited. We're an ideas and solutions business established in 2013, and we're based in the northeast of England. We specialize in digital transformation using interactive and immersive technologies. Huge thanks to Jed and to Ruth for inviting me to speak to you all today. It's really great to be here. So Jed posed a question to me for this Pecha Kucha, one which I hope that I can answer today. How can we use digital tools and technology to support the design and presentation of real-world spaces whilst ensuring three things? That people are at the heart of any digital transformation experience, that traditional content and mediums are included in the strategy, and that we create not just a return on investment, but a return on experience. So typically there are four main top-level channels that are used in the development and promotion of spaces. A physical brochure on a website is standard practice. However, there might be a dedicated project app, and for certain developments, also maybe an on-site marketing suite. What would happen if we looked at the length and breadth of the technology landscape and applied the art of the possible to each of these to create a brand new strategy? Well, brochures would be revitalized, not simply a deck of required content that's ultimately destined for landfill, but an access point to a world of digital experiences that add value above and beyond the physical object. And people tend to think that this works one way, for example, using augmented or mixed reality to overlay virtual assets onto the brochure. However, this can also be flipped. So rather than using a device to control the content on the brochure, we can use printable electronics built into the brochure itself to control the device. So using conductive print techniques, a small battery and a Bluetooth microcontroller, you could link through to image galleries, videos, interactive content using the buttons on the brochure itself. Outside of using augmented reality, the apps typically operate and share a lot of the same features as the website. So what could we do differently? Well, perhaps a 360 video live stream of the site or a walk around of an interactive 3D site model. The core objective of the app is to provide a portable way to interact and engage with meaningful content. In contrast, the website's often the hub for the majority of projects, providing access to information, image galleries, perhaps an interactive sitemap and social media feeds. We could improve this by adding a page dedicated to the app and ensuring easy access, include the 360 video feed, and promote the experiences that are available also in the marketing suite. For example, a plinth or an interactive table that users can interact with using the app, leveraging any AR functionality and providing both new experiences and the same experiences in new ways in order to promote the project. Repurposing the content is not only cost effective, but if executed right, it'll drive engagement and increase the value of any feedback that you get from visitors. Or perhaps we could optimize and utilize the 3D BIM model for the 3D tour and create a next generation VR experience for people to actually walk around. This would allow them to engage with the site and developments in real time with all the kinds of beneficial interaction and functionality that's added to highlight specific areas of the project and create meaningful experiences. So when designing and crafting a strategy to answer our question, it's important not to get lost in the technology, but ensure that the focus is on people and understanding the problem statement and the value of the proposed elements to different stakeholders. The 360 live stream is great to demonstrate progress for marketing, but it could also be useful for project planning and also for security teams. And one of the biggest issues involved around the promotion of spaces is around legacy and ensuring that campaigns and both physical and digital assets can be leveraged in short, medium, and long terms. We'd like to provide ongoing support and attention for the location whilst reducing the overall investment cost in any content as it's repurposed over time to provide more and more value as the project moves into different life cycles. So regardless of whether we're talking about PC, mobile, VR, AR, or any other medium, the key point is that we're using technology to augment and improve a particular process or processes. So how can a project grow strategically to improve places, and how can the proposed content investments be leveraged across the different stakeholders to provide that additional value? Well, we believe there are 5 core types of data we can leverage when moving visualization from 2D to 3D. The first being visual data, being able to see and navigate a space, understand how it's going to look, how it's going to feel, potentially in different setups and configurations as well. These types of solutions are also perfect for project planning stages with local authorities, raising investment, or engaging commercial or residential buyers. The second stage is experiential data, where we bring the space to life and enable users to perform activities as they would in the real world. As well as building marketing and engagement tools, this is also great for any kind of training, perhaps used to teach maintenance procedures for properties or public domain assets. In contrast, functional data allows us to interact with processes in ways that we can't do in the real world. For example, making structure semi-transparent so as to visualize internal pipework and infrastructure, not just useful in planning or construction phases, but this also impacts on facilities management processes when construction is complete and the sites are also in operation. So thus far, we've leveraged content in order to simulate and replicate processes with no input from the actual space. However, if we add live data from sensors located around the environment, these can be fed back into the site, effectively creating a 3D monitoring system. This can then be used for any number of applications, identifying which buildings use the most power or receiving real-time alerts for faults in context. And taking this to its natural conclusion, different systems can be overlaid onto the software, interacting with the sensor information to trigger different manual and automated actions as a site control tool. This could be used to schedule and optimize routes for trash collection based on how full the proximity sensors in the bins are to minimize travel times and CO2 emissions. So what have we done and what benefits has it brought? Well, each of the 4 original channels have been augmented using new technologies to delight, inspire, and captivate audiences. And we've looked at alternative applications that will increase productivity and efficiency. In turn, this will ensure we're saving time and costs, and also enables differentiation from any similar projects and competitors. Interestingly, because returns are not just being made on the investment, but also on the emotional experience that's provided and the secondary or tertiary impacts to the process, many of the benefits can be difficult to calculate. Ultimately, by leveraging new technologies to turn mundane traditional tasks into compelling activities, you'll impact a range of metrics in a positive way for the company and the employee. So how can you use digital tools to improve a place? Well, first define the challenge, identify what you're trying to achieve and why it matters, understand the groups and stakeholders to identify technologies they're ready for, an analysis of the full scope of the project to prioritize elements and create a minimum viable product. Prototype wherever possible as well. So have we answered the initial question? Well, by taking an overview approach, we've been able to devise an integrated strategy that meets the brief, but by repurposing and tweaking content, we've created the foundations for solutions that are being executed across all areas of the project lifecycle, from conception to demolition, providing value to all stakeholders whilst ensuring not just an ROI, but also an ROX. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a real pleasure.